Hi, YouTube. Let's get Facebook up to uh, Instagram. All right, we got it going on here today. Got the YouTube going, and we have the IG going. Like I said, I always like to start prompt. It's 7 o'clock. Attention. But anyway, tonight's topic, if you keep going out in and out, so if it keeps going out, just follow me on IG. Over to IG at Diva Does It 77. Anywho, if you were with us last week, um, we pulled from the cup and we pulled out self esteem. I can't talk. Self esteem. The definition of self esteem is confidence in one's own self worth. And I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna start it off right with some truth. Your girl struggles with self esteem. Me and my friend Lala at work today, hey boo, uh, I decided to do the self esteem test and I decided to send it to her too. And I did not know that my self esteem was as low as it was. It was kind of shocking in a sense, and in a sense, it wasn't. My score, the overall, what it told me was that I have a fear of rejection. And I can see that in myself because if someone isn't giving me that, you did a good job, or, I think that was good, or something like that, then I have a tendency to feel like, I didn't do a good job. I'm doubting myself, questioning myself. I'm like, well, what? And I will tell you what, they at work, like when we get ready to have our one-on-ones with our manager and our supervisor and stuff like that, I have the biggest anxiety. It's like my heart is like doing like this. I'm like, oh my God, I want to hurry up and get this over with. I feel like they're gonna say something bad. They're gonna say I messed up something. Oh my God, I'm not doing my job the way that I'm supposed to. Deb, I will post it after the live. It was just one that I Google searched and I was like, ooh, this looks interesting. It doesn't take that long if you're truthful with yourself, because at first I, I wasn't really truthful with myself when I first took it. And then I had sent it to Lala and she took it, and then she was telling me, her scores and stuff like that. And then I was like, I need to go back and take it because I don't feel like I answered the questions truthfully. And when I did, I showed her my results and she was like, that's low. And it really is. Um I do have a fear of rejection. I do know that about myself because like I said, I always question whether I'm doing something right. I want affirmation from other people. That's why my love language is words of affirmation. That I'm doing something right, that I didn't mess up, need that, you're doing a good job. Pat on the back. You didn't mess that up. And that's something that I have to learn, that I need to work on for myself, because self-esteem is your self-esteem is based off of several different factors. It can be life experiences, the way you were raised by your parents, health, age, relationship, quality of life, economic status, social media use. All these things tie into your self-esteem because, one, social media can be the worst. It can be good in some ways and it can be really bad in other ways, because, like, say for instance, me sometimes, not all the time, because I've gotten out of this. Because when I first started with the whole planner community, and I would see other people's planner spreads and stuff, and I'm like, mine are not that good. I don't think they're cute. I wish mine looked like this person. I wish mine looked like that. I wish I could do what that person is doing. I wish I could, you know. And it was like, oh my God, girl, your stuff looks good. What are you tripping off of? And the more people told me my stuff looked good, and it's like, sometimes you decline that, deflect compliments. Like with my husband, he'll be like, "You're so beautiful." I'll be like, "No, I'm not. I don't know why you say that to me." And I know a lot of that stems from my childhood and stuff that I've been through and stuff that people have said to me. So we're gonna go back to that so I can bring you to the present. When I was younger, in middle school and uh, elementary school. In elementary school, I was a little chubbier, like I am now. I'm a big girl. Um, Family members, I'm not going to say anybody specific because I have family watching this, would say that I was chubby. They would pick at me because of the color of my skin, because I was so dark skinned. And um, even though there's other dark skinned, the same complexion that I am in my family, they would pick at me and call me tar baby or blackie and stuff like that. And then it spilled over into school because I went to a predominantly white school. So there was only a handful of black boys that you could like, but it didn't seem like any of them liked me, even though I had a crush on a couple of them. So I would always, those Blackie, Tar Babies stuff, that would always replay in my head. And I'd be like, okay, well, they don't like me because I'm too dark. They don't like me because I'm chubby. They don't like me because I'm this, because I'm that. And those things stuck with me up until high school. High school, you couldn't tell me I wasn't the stuff. You could not tell me I wasn't banging, but I wasn't checking for anybody in high school. But I got all the dudes, and people used to hate on me. But that's just how you turn it around on them, flip it. But in middle school, it was really bad because that's when you start coming into your own, um, developing different thoughts and whatever. And I would always think, because of in elementary school, I was told that I was too dark, or um, the girls and stuff in elementary would pick at me because my boobs were big and my butt is big. And so those things, like I said, carried over into middle school. And so I was always self conscious about how I looked, about my size and whatever. And in between middle elementary and middle school, I went through this period to where I wouldn't eat a lot. My grandma would be like, "You want to eat?" "No, I don't want to eat." So I lost a lot of weight in between elementary and middle school. So when I got to middle school, I had slimmed down, but there's nothing I can do about my skin complexion. So I still, for a couple of years, got picked on because I was darker complected. And, you know, I had this one light skinned friend that it's like she would do like the different shades of everybody. And she was like, "I don't want to get this dark. I definitely don't want to get that dark. And that dark is out of the question," meaning me. And I'm like, "How are you supposed to be my friend and you're talking about my skin complexion like that?" So of course that fell off, because I'm not going to stick around and get abused from somebody that's supposed to be my friend. So I started hanging around people that were more like me. And when I would tell them, how I would feel about things like that, they were the more of giving me those affirmations that I needed. "Girl, don't listen to them. You're cute. You're this, you're that. This person likes you. That person likes you. Why are you worried about what all these people are saying?" And like I said, by the time I got to high school, I was a little more confident, but that trauma had already set in. So, I mean, it still carries even into my adult life. Hey, Gigi, that I feel like sometimes that I'm not good enough, or that I'm too dark, or because of my size, or because of the way I think about certain things, or whatever, that people automatically dismiss me and don't like me because of those facts. So it's hard for me to maintain relationships with people, because when I start seeing that they're treating me a certain way, and I feel like it's based off of either my size or my complexion, or because I don't like the things that they like, it may not be true, but in my head, that's what it is. So I'd start distancing myself from them. And I've only maintained maybe a handful of friendships with people, because I'm giving so much to people. Like I said, I'm that person that pours into everybody. I don't care what you put me through, I'm still pouring. So I'm pouring into all these people, and then I get to, I think it took me to 40 to start realizing, hey, you're worth way more than these people are giving you. You need to start loving yourself. You need to start valuing yourself, because Lala will tell you, I'm a damn good friend. I am a good ass friend. I will go above and beyond for my friends. So now it's, to me, it's like, if I'm not getting what I'm putting out, I'm not going to waste my time, because one, it's bringing my self esteem down more, and it's hurting me and making me feel away. And I need what I'm giving. I need that back. So I have, I can count on one hand how many friends that I have now. I'm starting to open up more to other people, and talking to them or whatever. But it's like, mm, you know, I don't know how I feel about this person because of XYZ, because of the categories that I've putting myself in. But let's see. Also, parenting, the parenting style. Like I've told you guys, my grandmother raised me. My grandmother was not very affectionate. The way I could tell that I did a good job or she was proud of something I did was her facial expressions. And I would always look to her when I was doing something, whether it's at church or at school, and I'd look at her to see what her facial expression is. And if it's one of those kind of like that, Clarissa, one of those that lets me know I've done a good job, and that boosts up my self-esteem more. But most of the time it didn't look like that. So the hugs and the love and stuff that molds a child and helps them to get to the point where they say, okay, I have this person in my corner, and if this person is in my corner, then, or someone saying to you, you're beautiful, you're worthy, don't let anybody tell you anything differently. I didn't really have that. Now, I did have an uncle, God rest his soul. He died in a boating accident the year that I graduated high school. And I used to go over to his house and help him clean up. And he would tell me all the time, you are a beautiful black girl. He said, and I want you to listen to what I'm saying. He said, I know that people have said stuff to you about the color, your dark skin. He said, but I want you to know that it's beautiful. He said, don't let anybody else ever tell you differently. Now, I only had that one person tell me that. And like I said, it was the year that I graduated that he told me this, because I had went over to his house to help him clean up, because he told me, come over and help me clean up, and then I'll get your graduation stuff for you. So yeah, I'm going to go because he's paying for it. And he was like, your skin is beautiful. He said you're smart. He said you made it this far in life. He said without your mom, without your dad. He said, so I want you to look at that. He said, sometimes it's going to be hard for you. He said, because you haven't been hearing this. He said, it's going to be hard for you. He said, and you're going to listen to me now, even say it to you and dismiss it. And like I said, it took me getting older and thinking back on him saying that to me to realize, you know what? He was speaking truth into me. He was helping me boost my self esteem. If I don't remember anything anybody ever said any to me about me being beautiful, about my skin color being beautiful, about me as a whole being good enough or whatever, I have my uncle in my head that's telling me, you're beautiful, you're good enough, you're smart. And now, on those days that I do feel low and I don't feel like I'm good enough, his voice is playing in my head. He's always with me. I will never forget you for that. And then also you have, I'm just moving into different areas. Uh Economic status. Now, I wasn't poor growing up. My grandmother worked at one of the major plants in North Carolina, PPG. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It's a fiberglass plant um, that makes your windows and stuff like that. And she worked there. When I first was coming up with my grandmother, it was me and my older cousin. Then he moved out, and then it was just me and my grandmother there. My grandmother liked to shop for the best things. She wanted me to look a certain way when we went to church or whatever. I didn't, like I said, always get to go do the things that I wanted to do because she was very strict. If it wasn't me and my friend girl that's on YouTube, I couldn't go. People would ask me to go places and I would be like, I can't go because of my grandmother, or I just wouldn't say anything. I'd be like, I'll ask, and knowing good and well I'm not going to ask. But I never was what you would say in a poor household, but there were certain things that my grandmother didn't believe in, things she wouldn't buy, so I have to ask my friend. If she had it, I'd be like, can I borrow such and such? And I would go in my room and listen to it or whatever. And because of that, it got me into a mind frame of, you know, I don't really think we have that much money because grandma doesn't let me do this, XYZ or whatever. But that wasn't true. And I didn't realize that until I got older. So that played a part in my life too, because I felt like, hey, we don't have that much money. I can't do the things that other people do. I can't wear certain things that other people wear. And it wasn't because I couldn't afford it or whatever. It's just because my grandmother wouldn't let me. But in my head, we couldn't afford it. Now, self esteem with my health being a factor in that. Like I said, I have PCOS. But I have another issue, and I am only candid with one person about this issue. It might be too much for some people, but I'm going to share it anyway. Lala, you already know what it is. So, about almost 2 years now ago, I started having pains when I would go to the bathroom, having a bowel movement, that is. And I dealt with that pain for a long, long time before I decided to go to the doctor. I was very scared. I didn't know what was going on. All I knew is it hurt when I went to the bathroom. So I finally went to the doctor. Stop it, Lala. I finally went to the doctor and I found out that I had a very, very bad anal fissure. And my doctor said that it was one of the worst that she had seen. It was so bad that when they put me under, she said I woke up and said, ow, that hurt, and went back to sleep. Anywho, fast forward to now. I still have issue Don't thank her. I still have issues going to the restroom sometimes if I don't eat the right thing, or if maybe I have a little something extra to drink on the weekend, or if I don't drink enough water, I'll have issues with going to the restroom still. And on those days that I have those problems, even though it might be my own fault, and then sometimes it's not because I have IBS too, my self-esteem goes down. And the reason that it does is because it's like I've been dealing with this for so long. It's like, when is it going to go away? When is it going to stop? It makes me feel dirty. It makes me feel nasty. And I mean, I'm clean. I take a shower every day, sometimes twice a day, depending on what I'm doing. But it makes me feel like there's something, and it's mental, something that's not good enough about me, because this is happening to me over and over again. And it feels like no matter what I do, there's nothing that can fix it. And what could fix it could make it worse. So it puts me in a bad headspace when I have flare ups. So, and not only that, my weight. I've been dealing with the PCOS ever since I had my daughter. And I try to diet. Sometimes I can stick to it, sometimes I can't. Sometimes the weight goes off, sometimes it doesn't. And with that, your family can be the worst people ever, because they remember you when you were small, when you were little. And it's like with my family, they live out of state. When I go see them, oh, look like you done gained some more weight. Oh, did you lose any weight? Well, have you been trying to lose weight? Well, maybe you should step back from the plate, stop eating so much, and maybe you should do this. Not knowing, or not asking me, is it a health issue, the reason why I'm the size that I am? And they say some mean and hurtful things. I remember the last time I was home, and my uncle said something to me about my weight. And I think I was kind of having a bad day that day. And I told my auntie, I said, if he say one more thing to me about my weight, I am going to jump on him. So either you tell him to stop saying stuff about my weight, I said, or when I say it, I'm going to jump on him. Make up your mind which one you want to happen in your house, because I'm sick of it. I didn't ask for this. I didn't sign up for it. When they was out there giving out PCOS, I didn't say, "Hey, I want some of it." I would like to have issues with not being able to lose weight. I would like to have all this facial hair. I would like to have all these mood swing and hormonal imbalances and all the other stuff that come along with PCOS. I would love to have that. I would really like for you to sign me up. Where do I sign? I didn't ask for that. And people don't understand that there are so many diseases out there that are not really known, unless you go to a doctor and find out that you have it. Or there's some, it just could be something going, it could be mental, like my depression could be making me eat everything in the house. But you're not asking me if I'm okay, if I'm eating because I'm upset, or if I'm eating because of whatever and gaining this weight. You're just talking about my size. And not only do you talk in front of me, but I know that you're talking about me behind my back, which makes it worse, which makes me want to distance myself from people. It's it's a lonely road when you're going through things and you're looking for those people that you love to support you and be there for you, and um, give you encouragement, and you don't have that. It's a very lonely road, which again plays into your self esteem when you feel like you have that negativeness all the time. It's not like it's a happy, happy push here. I don't care what size you are, you're still beautiful. I still love you. That's all we want to hear. Share this with your family because I'm sure there's some family members out there that need to hear this. So now what I do to help me with personally with my self-esteem, I journal. I write in my journal, I'm proud of myself today because XYZ. Today I accomplish this, and it's something that I may not do every day even though I try to. But on those days that I feel extra down, I make sure that I journal. I also meditate. I'll sit and try to, as much as possible, because I have my granddaughter here and she's always making noise, try to sit and meditate and just clear my mind and all the negative thoughts, try to quiet my mind and get to a place of peace. It is also wonderful for me. I don't know about anybody else, is to go to the beach or somewhere where there's some water at and just sit and listen to the water. That always calms my spirit and gives me clarity on things when the world is going crazy. And also I have been trying to set goals and work towards those goals, like the mental health Wednesdays. To be honest with y'all, today I was sitting on the couch and I was like, am I really doing this today? Am I really going to go and try to encourage these people when I really, really do not want to do it? But my inner self, the cheerleader inner self, said, Maria, listen, you said that you was going to do it every day, every Wednesday. You're going to get out there, you're going to help people, because in helping people you're helping yourself. So get your butt up, go down the hall, get set up, get your YouTube going, get everything set up so that you can get this done today. There is no excuses. Get it done. And I got up and here we are now. Oh, also, me and one of the girls on the live, raise your hand because you know who I'm talking about. Um, every day she'll message me, and when she's been beating me to the punch and doing it, but I gave her an affirmation to say, and I told her I would do it with her, and we tell ourselves that no, we're worthy XYZ. And I'll put this affirmation also up on my page. So we're going to start holding each one of you guys accountable for saying this to yourself every day in the mirror. And when she thinks about it, hey Keela, every every time she thinks about it or every time she does hers, she'll message me, did you do your affirmation today? And I'll be like, nah, I ain't done it yet. And like today I went past 3 mirrors and didn't do it. So after I finished eating, I went in the bathroom and I said my affirmations and I messaged her back, hey, I did it. So I'll post that in my stories and put it on my feed as well, so that you guys can use it as well. And just be there for each other, to hold each other accountable, and making sure that we're encouraging ourselves to be positive for ourselves, because nobody is going to love you more than you love yourself except for God. No one is going to be there to encourage you like you can encourage yourself, because you can speak a lot of power into yourself if you just do it. So right now, we're going to take a moment. Anybody got any questions, any ideas, anything that we can do to get these lives popping and get more people in here so we can all get together and talk and give encouragement, give some words of advice, some affirmations to each other so that we can all get into a good positive headspace. I'm going to draw, it's 7:30, and I'm going to be getting the drawer ready to shake it up so we can get ready for our topic for next week. What can you do to help me? What you can do is share in your stories or on the days that I post. What day, everybody knows it's Wednesday. So just repost it when I post it, or make a post yourself saying that we are having mental health Wednesdays. Um, you know, Again, just reach out to the ones that are constantly in here and check on them and make sure that they're okay and they're good. Make sure that they come in, and get this word. Um, we just want to, like I said, it's not about the numbers for me. If I can get one or two people to get them to a good mental space, I've done what I'm supposed to do, because I know how it is for myself on certain days when I just need somebody to ask me if I'm okay. And I want like I said before in the last live, I just want everybody to have somebody to be able to reach out and just be like, "Hey, are you okay? Are you good? Do you need to vent? Do you need to talk?" As long as we're doing that, that is all that uh, I'm asking and requiring of people to do. Deb, that's why I said I would like to get you on live with me one day, because you have to let Deb tell you Deb's story. Um, because I can't tell it the way that she has said it before. She deals with a lot of depression issues and whatnot. And I think it would be helpful, Deb, if people heard your story from you. I know that you've posted it before in your IG on your IG, but if we can get you on live, that would be great. Whenever time is available for you to do it, just reach out to me and let me know, and I'll make it happen. So, anybody else have any questions before we pull the topic for next week? I'm going to try this coming week um to whatever the topic is. Let's just see what the topic is first before I say that. And I don't know why my sinuses decided that they want to start acting up just right now. Oh, next week topic is kids. So my children will be on live with me next Wednesday. I know they are not prepared for this, especially my son. I'm gonna have to call him and say, "Hey, Wednesday, make yourself available, because hey, it's your time to shine, bro." But my daughter already talked to her, so she already knows. And I had told both of them whenever I come to the topic of children, that I would want both of them to be on the live with me, because between the three of us, we've been through a lot. I used to tell people all the time it was just me and my kids for the longest, and now I'm um, in my last marriage, hopefully, because my son told me that I can never ever get married again if this one don't work. So um, just the issues that we've went through with the two other marriages that I've had, and then me as a mother, and things that I've learned as I've gotten older on how I raised them, and me having issues myself. I feel like some of that rubbed off on them. So um they will be with me next Wednesday on the live. My daughter will be in the house with me. I have to add my son, so I'm gonna have to make sure that he's set up to do that. But that one should be interesting for all you mothers. Um, I have a lot to share concerning that. That one may be go over 30 minutes next week because it's a lot to unpack. Um, Thank you guys. I might have not responded when you were in the chat saying that I was beautiful and stuff like that. I appreciate you so much. I'm learning and not to deflect on the compliments and accept them and take them at face value. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for chatting amongst yourself, putting those positive words and stuff in there to the fellow people that were in the chat. You do not know how much it means to each and every person that is within the chat to get that information from each other. Queen, you might be right because it's a lot to unpack with them, and it's a lot to unpack, period. um Not only, things that we have been through, but different phases that they've went through. um this just their own personal, hurts and things that they've went through. So that might be something what we have to revisit. You are so right about that. uh Excuse me. Also, marriages might be something that is a multi-part because I have went when I tell my I'm gonna just put it like this. My first husband was controlling. My second husband tried to be controlling, but at that point, you girl, no, I wasn't having it because in my first marriage, I was young. We got together when I was very young, so ooh, I was the person that was following at that point, and then I started getting a mind of my own, and he did not like that at all. So it turned into something really, really bad, and then I went into I went into a second marriage to somebody I thought that was going to be better, and it turned out, let's just say, your girl almost went to jail a couple of times between the two of them. Now I'm living La Vida Loca with this one. We have a pretty good marriage. He's done things that make me want to kill him. I'm pretty sure every other day I get on his nerves. But we both have been through things and we're learning each other every day. So it makes it interesting. I will say that. And Lala, I tell you, my husband is crazy. He's a crazy dude. And he's one of them people, he likes to chat. He likes to poke fun at people. And when he pokes fun, he got the right one because I give it back to him. So yeah. Deb, really? Hey, Aunt, how you doing, brother? You done came late. I said 7. It's 7:30. I'm about to get off here. I'm just chatting with my girls right now. But yeah. So that one will be interesting as well. All of them, it's two of them that are in the bowl that I'm real nervous about talking about it, which will be family and rape and molestation, of course. Those two I'm really nervous about, but I'm going to do it. I am going to push through it, and I'm going to do it. Um, the other ones, I mean, I'm pretty sure you'll need your tissues and stuff next week because my children are my heart, and I've done it. Well, I've been in marriages, but I still will say I did it basically alone. So it was rough. It has been rough times for us, and we're finally getting to a place of, leveling off. My son is still going through things, and just keep him in prayer. So you'll definitely need your tissue box next week because anytime I start crying, my daughter starts crying. It's an automatic, and she's a Pisces, so she's an emotional creature anyway. So it will be very emotional next week. I'm gonna have to mentally prepare for that. So just keep all of us in prayer. And Lala calls my daughter her daughter too, so she knows how emotional Curie is. And I'm sure because Kara will be on live, you will see my grandbaby too, because she is not going to leave us alone unless we can put her to sleep during the time during the time we do the live. Then you'll see her too, and she's going to be asking 90 questions because she's going to see grandma and mama crying. But it's something that's needed. And like I said, anything that I say on live is from my heart. It's real. I'm not sugarcoating anything. Every single thing I have went through, I've tried to push through. uh I know at one point Lala told me, she said, I didn't even know you cried. It's because I pushed down so much and tried not to, you know, tell anybody. Just like I said, I keep giving to other people and giving to other people and trying to push all of my past hurt and stuff to the back burner and not deal with it till it got to a point to where I it's some type of way I have to get it out. And this has been therapeutic for me. I know it's helped some other people because I've gotten messages, and thank you for those messages. But it's been real helpful for myself to get it out in some type of way, whether it's I'm writing it down or me telling you guys. Like I said, if I can help you in any way by telling my story, that's what I'm here for. I'm an open book. You can ask me questions. Um, I might not catch them all during the chat, but if I see them, wave your hand and say question and just write it out, so then I can respond to you guys when I'm doing the live. But again, as always, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. If you missed that Anthony Hamilton and Music Versus last night, go back on YouTube and watch that because they sung some good ones. And as always, love you guys. La, you didn't have to say that. I was in a good mood. I had, it was joyous and triumphant by YouTube. It was joyful and triumphant until you said that you will see me at work